Hey, Reece, Coach Bennett said he's been encouraging you to be more assertive offensively. Did you come into this game with any kind of different mindset, particularly knowing that Casey wasn't available?
I just came in, trying to play my regular game, but adding the offensive part that, like Coach Bennett said. So just looking for my shots, just trying to just be me. So making the plays that I know I can do.
Reece, you had some different assistant coaches in there tonight. I was curious, did you notice that in the huddle? What was it like to sort of change up the coaches? Obviously, with Coach Bennett still there.
I could say it was different, but Ronnie and Coach Johnny, they did a great job tonight. Just with matchups, calling out plays, and then defense assignments. So they helped us out a lot. But I could tell it was definitely a difference, though.
Reece came in with 5 steals tonight. The team had 9. I mean, were y'all trying to be a little more aggressive and trying to get in their face a little bit more tonight?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Y'all came up with 9 steals as a team tonight. Were y'all trying to be a little more aggressive on the defensive?
Yeah, we kind of during these last 3 practices, we worked on ball defense a lot. So like just stay in front of man and just making it hard on the other team. So we definitely took our defense like over the last week. We intense the defense at practice. So I could tell it translated to the game.
All right, next 3 will be Hank Kurz, Mike Barber, and Doug Dowdy.
Reece, you may not be able to answer this actually because you're a freshman, but what are the specific challenges you guys have faced with these COVID stops and starts and, a lot of individual stuff when, as a young guy, you probably would benefit from more team stuff or just mentoring with, older players?
I could say something that's difficult is like the stop and like the changes. It kind of messed up flow. Like the last time we got COVID, we were like in a good flow, and then COVID happened. So, and then with this time, it was just different from the coach's standpoint because at practice they help us a lot, with the plays and matchups and just telling us where to be. So it's definitely is affecting us, and I like both is good for me just because I'm first year here, just trying to soak everything in as a player. So the team or individual is both great for me.
Do you feel like you're missing out on some college life stuff?
I am, but that's life. I don't want to put the team or anybody around me in jeopardy of getting COVID. So I can adjust to it.
Okay, thank you.
Reece, what have you seen from Sam Hauser's play the last couple times out, and what is he adding to your group?
Sam is a great player all over, from defense to offense, and just making the right play. So he's really shooting the ball well, just making plays for others. He's unselfish, so he's just helping us a lot.
What do you attribute the slow start tonight, and what do you think turned it around?
I think our on ball, like defense, we kind of at first we weren't really pressuring the ball, and then second half we really started to pressure the ball. Try to make mistakes and make it tougher on them because you just sit back and let the team run their offense. They're gonna get the shot that they want. So we just wanted the second half. We just wanted to make it hard on them and just more ball pressure, I would say.
All right, we'll take our last 3 questions from Bennett Conlon, Hank Kurz, and Mike Barber.
Reece, I was curious with the starting 5 tonight. I think everybody was in double figures. It seemed like the lineup was going pretty well. What was sort of your assessment of that group and playing with that 5?
It's a well balanced 5. Everybody can make plays and everybody can contribute. So we're just not relying on Kihei to do anything. So I feel like all 5 of us on the court can make plays for others.
Are you pretty comfortable already with the defense?
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty comfortable, but I always know I have improvements I can do, like just being in the gap more, reading screens, and like one time I got beat on the screen. So, just reading the screen better and analyzing the game.
One more on the defense. Where do you think you guys are as a team in terms of playing defense at the level that Tony expects?
I know. I feel like we're good, but I feel like we can get much better. just me being like with new guys, Sam's new, Trey's new, so just kind of fitting in, trying to, we only played so many games, so just over time getting the feel for it and getting better and better at it.
Sam, you're used to having something of an army of coaches at every practice. What were the last few like with only really Coach Bennett, Ronnie, and Johnny out there with you guys?
Yeah, it was definitely different. You hear those coaches' voices every practice, Coach Williford, Coach Soderberg, Coach O, Coach Getter, all of them, Coach Mangino. And it's just different not hearing their voices, and Coach Bennett kind of has to try to fill that void. But I think us players had to step up a little bit and talk more in practice. I think we did a better job with it, but obviously there's some more improvement that we need to get on that side of the basketball. But definitely different for sure, but we're going to be glad to have him back in a couple of days here.
Sam, you were down 5 at halftime, outscored Wake Forest by 14 in the second half, held them to 22 points. I was curious, from your perspective, what went differently and what went well in the second half?
Our defense stepped up. It's pretty simple. I mean, our defense in the first half, we seemed like we were a little step behind, and obviously there was an emphasis for the second half. In the first 4 minutes, we really came out and asserted ourselves and cut into that lead, and then eventually took the lead, and our defense just kind of won us the game in the second half.
Could you talk about Coach Bennett? Was he different at all tonight with change of staff?
I mean, it's hard to tell, but I'm sure it was a little different for him. He probably had to think of a lot more things on the fly, and some coaches are designated to kind of keep an eye on certain things during the game, and I think he kind of had to see it all tonight. So he took that challenge, and I think he did real well with it. And I know he's going to be happy to have the coaches back, though.
Next three guys, sorry my internet went out. We're going to have Preston Willett, Hank Kurz, and Mike Barber.
Yeah, Sam, Coach said he wanted you to be a lot more aggressive tonight, and that kind of showed in the second half there. Were you kind of finding your spots offensively there?
Yeah, obviously the three ball wasn't falling. It hasn't been falling, kind of all year, but that's what I have to take advantage of, is using the rest of my game. I'm not just a shooter. I can do a lot of things. So obviously finding my spot in the mid post and kind of just playing out of there, and just kind of creating and making the right play. It's not always to go to score, but sometimes other guys get open by just me being aggressive. So just trying to find other ways to score other than the three ball, and I take personally. So I think I've done a good job with that the last couple of games.
Hey Sam, off the game stuff, you've been around the college game for several years, been here, this is your second year here. What have been like the specific challenges when you guys get these COVID pauses and, just kind of lifestyle differences when you're in a college situation? Yeah,
I think overall just the uncertainty of everything. You never really know when you're going to play a game until you actually get on the floor for warm-ups, and it's a challenging time, but you just got to stay disciplined, stay with it, and it's fun to play basketball, and we all enjoy playing basketball, and that's what we're here to do. So we're going to try to do everything the rest of the year so we can make that happen and be able to get all these games in, because like I said before, it's just an uncertain time.
Have you tried to talk to some of the younger guys and make sure they know they need to be doing the right stuff?
Yeah, I think they know that. Obviously, that's been a key to the whole year, is just doing the right things off the floor. Staying out of public areas, kind of just being smart about who you're around, who you're hanging out with. So I think the young guys understand that, and they're going to keep that up.
Thank you.
Hey, Sam, obviously you came in with a whole lot of hype around you. Have you at all been frustrated by a little bit of a slow start, and do you feel like you're kind of getting that behind you and playing the way you want to play now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little frustrating. I think part of it, I haven't played or like a game in a while, but I think I'm finally starting to get my legs underneath me, get more comfortable in this system and what Coach Bennett wants from me. So just trying to stay aggressive and just do what my team needs me to do, and that's be aggressive and be assertive.
And where do you think you are defensively in terms of learning what they want and playing it at the level Tony expects?
I think I'm doing solid. I need some improvement, but that's the day in, day out grind, and I'm going to keep working to get better. I'm trying to work my tail off to learn the system and get even more comfortable in it. So I think I've done a pretty solid job thus far, but I can get some improvement in that area.